Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Victoria.
And this is the Yap to That podcast,
where we chat, laugh, and decompress. Let's get yapping.
Okay, hello everyone. Very cute.
Hello, everybody.
Happy, I will say Wednesday, even though it is currently Sunday.
Yes, you'll be hearing this on Wednesday, which is fine. You'll be hearing it after the event that we are discussing.
Yes.
But nonetheless, it is still, keep yourself in the spirit.
Yes. For this week's episode, we are going to be discussing St. Patrick's Day and maybe some history and some funny stories.
Yes, I have the history of it and who he was, and then
the Lil Green Guy.
Okay. Actually, I don't know how much I have on the Lil Green Guy, but I also found some traditions that other countries and cities do.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you know many of them, but I've known, that they dye the river green.
In Chicago, yeah. I've always wanted to see that.
That'd be so cool to go to.
Right?
I've never...
Next year
it's going to be on a Tuesday.
This is so stupid.
Really should be a holiday.
Okay. Well, I think I have two stories to share.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to start with stories or do you want to end with stories?
I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, wait, actually, I want to tell you the issues I've been having today.
Okay, we can start with that.
So, it was raining, all weekend, right?
Yeah, it was so depressing.
Yeah, very depressing. I wanted to go out today. This is going to really show my nerdy side.
Okay.
But I wanted to go out and look for salamanders.
Oh my god.
Because King Road is closed for the month. Because
for the crossing, right?
Yeah. And someone posted on Facebook, photos of some... This is, traumatic, but, road mortality. So, some that die on the road.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Because they were posting, how do we get this road
closed too?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
But yesterday or Friday at work, I was I think I'm going to go out and see. And actually, I'll show you, because a year ago, I also found a salamander at our doorstep.
That's so cute.
Oh yeah. Where is the memory? I just had it.
Sounds like it.
Okay, well, I saw it this morning and I can't find this memory, but it was this giant salamander. So this weekend, because it's so rainy, there.
You picked it up?
Yeah. I had to move it. So if you look in the video, just wait. It was right here on the doorstep at my old house. So I had to pick it up to put it on the grass to go down to the ravine because our
Yeah.
Our driveway. I love them. Matthew didn't even see it.
I wanted to see it
He walked right in, closed the door, and then I went to walk in the house and I was like, whoa, because he almost could have stepped on it, right?
Oh my god.
That's a yellow spotted salamander. And so this weekend is very rainy and warm, so the migration's really kicking in. But then I went to go drive over there and the road actually wasn't closed.
Okay.
So I didn't want to drive on, because originally I was going to drive up to where it was closed and then get out and walk. Couldn't, because the road wasn't closed, and I was like, well, I'm not driving on the road at all, because it's probably open just for local traffic, people who live on that road.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to drive on there at all. So I didn't go and see any, but I still kind of want to. But then I come home, and it was raining this morning still. Yesterday, huge thunderstorm. I lost power. Giant boom. Mm-hmm. Today, also rained. And what was that? I'm laying on the couch, and I look up, and I see a puddle.
In the house?
In the house. By my other couch. By the couch Matthew was just sleeping on. And I'm like, maybe Samantha was drooling, because she was laying right there with her head over the side. She was not. I pulled the couch away from the wall. I don't even want to talk to the landlords. I don't even know what to do. Literally.
Was there a leak?
The whole window is leaking into the house.
No.
You can see drops all down the side.
Oh my god.
That's the corner of the window. And then that's my freaking stupid face. And then the floor.
So it's getting in the walls.
Yeah.
That's definitely a landlord issue.
I know. And then I'm making the nacho dip that I just made.
Mm-hmm.
I go in the fridge, close the fridge, whatever. Our fridge also leaks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Too.
There will be puddles all across the floor. And it's hardwood, so it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I noticed that earlier, cleaned it up, made food. And then the top shelf of our fridge, a layer of water.
Oh,
so it's leaking from the freezer into the fridge somehow.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't. I can't clean up any more water today.
Oh
I can't
my
do
god.
it.
That used to happen at my house, except we were finding water in the middle of the kitchen. And we're like, what? Where's this coming from? It took days to find
realize
out.
it was the fridge?
Yeah, and it was going through sorry, it was going through the grout of the tiles and then pooling in the
yes,
middle.
that's exactly what ours did. Because we would find it in the middle too, and there wouldn't be the connection anymore from the fridge to the puddle. And we were like, are the cats just like peeing in the middle? Like, we were so confused. We thought maybe we were spilling something, and then one day we saw it like
dripping.
Yeah, dripping before it got to the middle, and I was like, oh my god, it makes sense now.
Yeah, so weird.
So yeah, but I'm okay with rain if after the rain it's like this out.
Yeah,
because yesterday, same thing, horrible rain, and then it was warm afterwards. We're gonna go for a walk after this.
Get some steps.
Get some serotonin, some vitamin D.
Yep.
But that was we saw each other yesterday and did this all over again. Sarah, we are doing this episode for this week, but then next week there's going to be, we'll tease you a little bit, there's going to be a special guest.
Yes.
Because Sarah's away, so we recorded 2 episodes this weekend.
Yes, cannot leave you guys hanging.
Yep. Well, guess we'll have to listen to find out. Actually, you should watch because we just look so cute together.
Yeah, and like we've almost figured out the video. So
yes.
Check that out.
Check that out. YouTube. Okay, that's all my updates.
Okay.
From the last 24 hours.
Okay, that's fine.
But we can get started on St. Paddy's Day.
Okay.
Did you ever say it with like a T? Or have you always known it's supposed to be like 2 Ds?
I've always done it with T's.
It's supposed to be 2 Ds apparently.
I
don't know why. I don't know. I should have looked that up, but I never did.
Okay. Interesting.
But
I felt like it was just interchangeable.
You know, I can't say her name, but we went to high school with her. She danced Irish dancing.
Oh, yeah.
She was, like, very adamant. She would always post on her story, and she's like, it's St. Paddy's, not St. Paddy's.
With D's. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's one thing. Also,
I feel like grammar, like, is that grammar? Grammar? Oh, my God. Like, if you look at the word St. Patrick's Day, there's no D in Patrick.
I know, but I think it's a D for another reason. Actually, let me start with that. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Okay, so it says the term St. Paddy's with a D is a common colloquial abbreviation for St. Patrick's Day and has an interesting linguistic history rooted to Irish culture. So in Irish, Irish Gaelic is like the language. Patrick is often shortened to Padraig, which is pronounced Podrig. And so that's with a D. So when St. Patrick is referenced in Irish, the diminutive form Padrig, or the affection Paddy is pronounced Paddy. So that's why it goes from T to a D. So like Patrick is like the English version.
Okay.
Versus the Irish Gaelic version.
Interesting. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. Fun fact to start the day.
I guess I can say it with the D.
You're like, I guess I can do it right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a little like who was St. Patrick, and actually I learned a lot just Googling this because I was like, whoa. So he was a saint, obviously. Before that, he was born in Britain around 385 AD during the time of the Roman Empire. It's so funny how they always say like likely. So his birth name was likely Mawin or Maywin Suckett. His family belonged to the Roman British aristocracy, and his father was a deacon in the Christian church. He was raised as a Christian, but around 16, he was captured by Irish raiders and taken to Ireland as a slave. Right? So while he was in Ireland, he worked as a shepherd, and during this time, he turned to Christianity for strength, finding solace in his faith. But then, after 6 years of captivity, he escaped after hearing a voice in a dream telling him that a ship was ready to take him home. He managed to flee to Britain, where he was reunited with his family, which was like, that's just wild in and of itself. Says his story did not end there. After time in Britain, he had a vision in which he saw the people of Ireland calling him to return and spread Christianity. Feeling a calling, Patrick went back to Ireland as a missionary. He is credited with converting many of the Irish people to Christianity, often using local symbols and practices to explain Christian teachings. One of the most famous aspects of St. Patrick's mission was his use of a 3-leaved clover, or a shamrock. According to the legend, he used it to explain the concept of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, which I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either. What the heck?
No, so he used that to portray Christianity and that to the Irish people, a practice that became a key symbol of his work in Ireland. So some of his achievements, he spread Christianity, so he's credited with bringing Christianity to the Irish people and establishing churches, schools, and monasteries. Baptizing converts, so many Irish people were baptized under his guidance, and then he is said to have converted many of the Irish kings, that's a pretty cool accomplishment.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then driving out the snakes. So a popular legend claims that St. Patrick drove all the snakes in Ireland into the sea. While it's likely a symbolic story since post-glacial Ireland never had snakes, it represents his success in driving out paganism and introducing Christianity. So he died March 17th, which is why we celebrate it on March 17th.
Oh, okay.
And it's believed to have been buried in Downpatrick, County Down, in Northern Ireland. His feast day, which is the day of his death, is still celebrated worldwide as St. Patrick's Day. So we celebrate it on this day because he died, and that's what they made their feast day as. And I think we said this with Valentine's Day and stuff. Feast days were always done on holy days, so it was always representing the death of those people, like, not their birthday. Whereas,
like a celebration.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the origin of St. Patrick's Day, the celebration of St. Paddy's Day began as a religious feast in the early 17th century. It was a Catholic holiday to honor him and his contributions to spreading Christianity to Ireland. The day was marked by religious observances, including mass, prayers, and feasts. However, over time, the holiday evolved into a broader celebration of Irish culture and heritage. So they also, like, how St. Patrick's Day spread is kind of cool because it became popular in the States due to a large influx of Irish immigrants during the 19th century. So I don't think it was big here before everyone kind of came over.
Okay.
And then obviously during the Irish potato famine of the 1840s. Do you know about that?
No.
We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's just like there was a big potato thing. But
cool.
Irish immigrants used the day as a way to celebrate their culture, assert their identity, and promote solidarity within their communities. So this is how, like, parades, wearing green, and other festive customs became popular.
And drinking Guinness?
And drinking Guinness, because Guinness is like the Irish beer.
Okay, gotcha.
I think.
Hopefully.
I'm pretty sure.
We don't drink that one.
No, I can't. I don't know if I ever could. Maybe, like, if I was in Ireland, I'd, like, try it.
Yeah, like a little
like
bit.
Something out of the tap, like, you know. And everyone always talks about splitting the G.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like I'd do it just for
memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, be able to say you did it.
Yeah. It says the first St. Patrick's Day parade in the United States was held in New York City in 1762 by Irish soldiers serving in the British Army. So I guess I feel like a lot of the time when there's war in the States and stuff like that, soldiers would celebrate things more so.
Right.
Because they needed things to celebrate as well.
Right.
They just were
Bring some
in
happiness.
the literal trenches of war.
Yeah.
The tradition of wearing green originated from the Irish culture. So green is associated with the shamrock, which he used to explain the Holy Trinity, and it also symbolizes Ireland itself. It's often called the Emerald Isle for its lush green landscapes. I almost said escapes. It was then commercialized. So by the 20th century, St. Patrick's Day became a celebration of Irish culture and identity on a global scale, even for non-Irish people, obviously. Mm-hmm. Public parades, festivals, and the wearing of green became widespread, and the holiday has become a major cultural event in many countries, especially the States, Canada, and Australia. And I don't know why, but it keeps referencing those three over and over again.
Okay.
So I wonder if that's just, like, the biggest thing. And then general, like, key traditions that are associated with it are wearing green, because it ties to the shamrock, parades, music and dance. So there's traditional Irish music, Irish dancing, which are staples for the country.
Right.
And then food associated with Irish culture are corned beef and cabbage, which is commonly eaten, and then many drink the Irish stout, Guinness, or Irish whiskey, which I would drink.
Yeah, whiskey I'd be more likely to have, because you can mix that with stuff and it wouldn't be as strong.
Yeah, exactly. And then shamrocks, both a symbol of St. Paddy's Day, and then people wear it or display in celebrations. I kind of had this. The next part is just really duplicate, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But I did want to go over how St. Patrick is celebrated across the world, because that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
So it's celebrated in grand style in various cities around the world, with many iconic and large-scale events that draw huge crowds each year. Here are some of the examples. So Chicago's river dyeing. Mm-hmm. They turn the Chicago River green. It's an annual tradition in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and it turns a vibrant shade of green, and the city hosts a large parade and street festival. This started in 1962 when the city's plumbers used green dye to trace illegal pollution in the river, and it's since evolved into a massive, environmentally friendly spectacle. So a lot of people look at that and they're like, oh my god, the fish, like all the wildlife, it's probably horrible. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I think it's obviously stating that it's environmentally friendly.
Okay.
And then it says it's famous because Hundreds of thousands of people gather to witness the transformation, and it's one of the most iconic symbols of St. Patrick's Day. And then there's a huge... Did you know we had a St. Patty's Day parade? Like, Toronto?
We do?
Yeah. Because I was listening to the radio.
I think I did know this, yes.
I had no idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I was listening to the radio on the way home from the baby shower, and it was like, our parade started about half an hour ago. There's going to be road closures. And I was like, what? I didn't even know we did something like that.
Aw, that'd be fun.
Right? I love going to, like, Santa Claus parades. I'll go to those even now. I don't have children. Santa doesn't visit me, but I'm like, take me to the Santa Claus parade. Yeah. So New York City does a big parade as well. It's the largest and oldest St. Paddy's Day parade in the world, having been held annually since 1762. The parade marches along Fifth Avenue and features bagpipe bands, marching bands, dancers, and Irish-American organizations. There's over 150,000 participants and millions of spectators, and it's one of the largest celebrations of Irish culture in the world. It's a massive event that's widely recognized for its historical significance and scale. I had no idea. Oopsies.
No, me neither.
What the hell? And then I just have a couple more. Dublin, Ireland, has a St. Patrick's Day festival, obviously. So they host, and also all of these say they host the largest celebration.
So I guess they're all pretty big.
But they're all large. So if you're listening and you're like, you said that about the last one, that's just what the information's telling me, okay?
Everyone thinks theirs is the biggest.
I'm just reading. So it says Dublin hosts the largest St. Patrick's Day celebration. Okay, this is probably biggest. Maybe the last one was the largest parade. Okay, largest parade, yes. But this is the largest celebration in Dublin, Ireland, because it's a multi-day festival. So I feel like it's kind of like Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because, like, Mardi Gras is over a couple days, no?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. A multi-day festival featuring parades, music performances, theater, street performances, and family-friendly events. There's huge floats, performers, and vibrant display of Irish culture. And it's famous because, as the capital of Ireland, Dublin's celebration is the heart of St. Patrick's Day. The parade showcases Ireland's rich history, music, and culture, drawing crowds from all over the world. There's mostly just parades. Like Boston also has a St. Paddy's Day parade. Does the same thing as the others. But Sydney's Opera House in Australia, like I said, like they mentioned Australia, Canada, and the States were like the biggest areas or whatever. But they have one of the most iconic presentations because they illuminate the Sydney Opera House green.
Oh, that would be cool to see.
Yeah, it's like our CN Tower, but because it's like not just like a pin, it would probably be so nice to see over the large scale.
I saw a lot of shots of it in that movie with Sydney Sweeney.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was my favorite.
I want to go to Australia so bad. I literally have family there. Like,
really?
Yeah, Megan did. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 months, but she backpacked to Fiji, New Zealand, and Australia with her friends. And she went and saw, like, I think stayed with our family briefly, but on their trip, and she said it was so good.
That would be
but I would
really
love
cool.
to go.
Yeah, same.
So nice. It says that there's large parades, street festivals, and performances in the neighborhoods like the Rocks and Darling Harbour. So it's famous because Sydney's celebration brings people together of all backgrounds. The green illumination of the Opera House has become a symbolic and highly photogenic representation of the holiday, which I feel like it's photogenic all the time.
Yeah,
like they could do like the exact same as the CN Tower. Like we light that up for every. It's probably green right now in and of itself, but it's just not as large as the Opera House. The Opera House is huge. London, Buenos Aires, Montreal, they all have parades as well. St. Patrick's Day in Tokyo is apparently big.
That would be cool.
Yeah, they have floats, Irish dancers, and music and stuff like that as well. Apparently, Tokyo's celebration is one of the largest in Asia, and it shows how St. Patrick's has become a global phenomenon because it went from just being in Ireland, then moving to here, America, U.S.
Yeah, North America.
North America, that's the one. Thank you. And then, like, slowly but surely making its way across the country.
It's really evolved.
Yeah. And then it just says the city's unique blend of Irish culture and Japanese tradition makes it an interesting and lively event. Lagos, Nigeria, like, it's become something so large, which I love.
Almost everywhere.
Yeah. Actually, close to us, like Waterloo, all those places, they do insane St. Paddy's Day things. But did you know that this year, I also wrote this down, the Ontario Superior Court of Justice granted the City of Waterloo's application for an injunction order on St. Paddy's Day weekend. So anyone hosting, creating, sponsoring, attending, or permitting a nuisance party or unsanctioned street gathering could be arrested, detained, and held in custody by the police and charged with violating a court order.
That is so extra.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
God.
What Karen?
Yeah.
It literally says this year, Waterloo, Ontario has taken legal action to dissuade large unsanctioned St. Paddy's Day parties.
What a vibe killer. Like, what?
Why can't you just let people have fun?
Yeah. I'm sure there were still parties, though.
Oh, yeah. I was seeing stuff already. And then I have some quotes from students, actually, which I thought was so funny. Okay, this started from Friday until Monday night. So you can have, like, anything this whole weekend, Friday or Monday included.
So stupid.
Like, and I get the perspective was that it's hard for emergency vehicles to get through when there's, like, 500,000 students partying on a street for 3 days. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But, like, also, if there's an emergency, I don't think those kids are too smart to, like, move out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would hope.
Like, and also, the only ones who are going to be needing care are the dumb, drunk idiots. Like, it's not like it's not like they're partying on streets with old ladies who have fallen or something.
It's true.
Or people who, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you might have something to speak about that. But, so, this one says, it's the one day that they should be letting students have fun. Like, it's the one day we ask for, said a university student, Isabella Kiramita. I just don't think this is necessary. The biggest unsanctioned street party happened in 2019 when an estimated 33,000 people gathered on Ezra.
That's so
one
crazy.
street.
I
One
was
street.
in college at that time. I remember hearing about it.
Yeah. Waterloo Regional Police are also reminding the public that being criminally... oh my God. They're like, this sentence makes me so mad. It's like, reminder. Being criminally charged and convicted comes with consequences, like the impact a record could have when applying for jobs. Do you think any of these COVID people care?
No.
Do you think anybody in school right now cares about a criminal record?
Probably not.
Someone's going to ask you, oh, what's your criminal record about? Street partying.
Yeah.
I was 19 and I had a street party.
I would love to tell my boss that.
Literally. This one goes, we are so partying this weekend. Responsibly, of course, and safely, but they can't stop us.
That's okay.
Did you know McGill does a ginger run?
Oh my God, I saw videos of this.
Yes,
that
I
is
saw
so
it last
cool.
year. It's always so, like, not scary, but, like, I always feel like someone's gonna, like, fall and get trampled over.
God,
Like,
I hope not.
Right? Because there's so many people. But I never did any St. Paddy's Day.
That's
anything.
okay.
I don't know. I can't even remember St. Paddy's Day.
Well, like, I find for St. Paddy's, you either go, like,
Hard.
full on hard
Yeah.
all the way or not at all.
Yeah, exactly. And I was always not at all.
Well, I have two stories where I went full on and, yeah.
Let's hear them.
They're always entertaining. Okay. So, my first St. Paddy's that I celebrated, I was in high school.
Okay.
So I think I was 16 at the time. And it was my first blackout ever.
Okay.
Unfortunately. So yeah, I definitely did not know my limits with alcohol. So I remember we had like a small gathering. Like there wasn't that many of us, but we were at one of my friends' houses and we were drinking vodka and orange juice. Like,
ew.
but
First
it was
of all.
good. It was so good.
Really?
And like,
Did you dye it green?
no, it was just orange. I don't know why.
Okay.
We were not like,
You're like, I'm going to get drunk and I'm not going to do anything else.
so I remember drinking those, hanging out, and there's probably a good 8, maybe 6 hours where I don't remember.
Oh my God.
I remember being at her house with all my friends, and then all of a sudden, I'm waking up in my boyfriend at the time's bed, throwing up.
And he wasn't with you guys the night
No.
before, and you just woke up there?
No, it was a girls' party. And I woke up, like I remember sitting up in his bed, I'm violently throwing up. This has never happened to me in my life.
And had you drank before that? Like,
yes, but like not to that extent. And I definitely pushed my limits way too far.
yeah.
So I remember sitting there and I was like, this is so embarrassing. Luckily, he was a bit older than me, so
Yeah.
he like had seen it. Like,
Yeah. He's like, we've all been there.
yeah. And his mom, best lady ever, love
my
her.
God.
She made me toast. She's like, are you okay? Like, she definitely didn't judge.
so
I know,
embarrassing.
so embarrassing. And it had to be in the middle of the night at this point.
That she was making you toast?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have, not a St. Paddy's Day story, but a similar, like, blackout story.
No.
I don't think I actually blacked out. Like, there's definitely a little bit that I don't remember. So, like, yeah. But I think it was, like, the end of grade 10. And I was at, like, a party with people I went to the barn with. So they were having, like, a summer schools out party, and I was, like, invited. And I think it was her mom's house that we stayed at. And they had a pool and everything. And we started drinking very early. Like, it's summer. Nobody has
room for it
jobs.
to go downhill.
Literally. And this is like the worst, probably the worst I've ever been drunk. And we're like drinking in the backyard. Like, people are spilling food and drinks in the hot tub.
Oh,
like,
God,
not
terrible.
like food, but like we had like gummies and like candies, spilling them in the hot tub. Drinks, spilling it in the hot tub. And I remember we ended up going to like, I think it was a neighbor's house. Because her neighbors were also having like a little party. And I think I was like the youngest person there, I want to say. Because actually, no, like I was the same age as one of the, like the girl who was hosting. But then everybody else was like kind of older. Yeah. And so I went over there. At one point, I'm just drinking vodka from the bottle.
Oh my God. That's when you know it's bad.
I hate vodka.
Oh my God.
I've never done this in my life. And I do remember that. I don't know if it was Ciroc, yeah.
Oh God.
I know. And then I remember, like, we all fell asleep in the basement. Like, I don't remember exactly. I remember calling my boyfriend at the time and being like,
come get me.
No, because I don't even remember where she lived. I think she lived in Hamilton.
Oh my God.
And, like, it was my first boyfriend. He lived here.
Oh, okay.
And so I was just, like, updating him. Don't even remember calling him. Because I remember the one time I was on the phone with him, and he's like, we just had this conversation. And I was like, what?
No way.
He's like, you just keep saying the same thing over and over again. And I was like, me? No,
never.
It was hilarious.
Oh, my God.
And then we all fall asleep in the basement. And I get up because at this point I was still taking birth control. I think shortly after this, I changed the time that I took birth control because I take my pill in the morning at 7 a.m. Because that's when I would go to school or get up for school. I just take in the morning. Horrible. Literally, I get my alarm. We're sleeping in the basement. My pill's upstairs, like 2 floors up.
Oh, God.
I think I army crawled up to from the basement to the second floor, took it, passed it on the floor.
Oh
by
my God.
myself.
We've all been there.
And then her mom's like waking everybody up. I guess like, are you guys alive?
Yeah.
She's cooking the greasiest food I've ever experienced in my life, right? She puts it down in front of me. Instantly, I'm like about to throw up. I have to run to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Threw up. She comes out. She's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, great. Never been better, actually. But I'm not eating that.
No,
like, I can't, even to this day, like, I can't eat greasy food when I'm hungover. It has to be, like, kind of dry.
Yeah, no, I think so, too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it was just, like...
with bread.
Yeah, it was, like, a bacon and egg sandwich. And I was like, that's far too much for me right now. I can't even sustain life. Like,
I'm barely living.
I need to not process this. So that was that. And then I remember going home, and her dad drove us home. I was in the middle seat and the back seat, and I get car sick.
Oh,
so I'm hungover to shit. I'm car sick. My boyfriend at the time comes and picks me up from the barn, takes me home. Don't even remember anything after that, aside from making pierogies. Like, the only thing, and to this day, if I'm hungover, I will have pierogies. Because it's like they're dry, but they're not dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so freaking good. But that was horrible. I've never felt so unwell in my life. And I don't...
That's funny.
I know that there's a part that I don't remember, but I don't remember what part. Like, I don't remember what part of the night. Because I do remember walking home.
Well, that's good.
And I just don't remember falling asleep or anything.
Mine is like, I don't remember anything. And, like, it had to be at least 6 hours.
That's so long for you
I
not.
know.
That's terrifying.
So terrifying. Luckily, I was with, like, my closest friends at the time. And then I remember, like, after I was done throwing up, unfortunately, I called Jess, and I was like, hey, are you alive? And I think she was fine. And then we go downstairs, because my boyfriend at the time was going to take me home, and I have 2 pairs of Uggs.
Who went home without their shoes?
So, I don't know how. I was just like, what the heck? And he didn't have sisters. Like, it was just me. So, I'm looking at them, like, okay, weird. I'm talking to Jess, and she goes, do you have my Uggs? So I guess when he came to pick me up from my friend's house, I guess he had to carry me. How embarrassing. We were still together for a while after that.
That's what I mean.
That would be a red flag.
I know. But I feel like also when you're a kid, like, that's a red flag if, like, our age now.
Yeah.
If Will had to come get you and, like, pick you up.
Oh, God.
And carry you to bed. Like, more of a red flag then. But in high school, when you're exploring and, like, figuring out everything and you're just partying, you don't know your limits, I think that's normal.
Yeah.
For high school. Definitely could have been an ick, but glad it wasn't.
So I guess when he came and picked me up, literally physically picked me up to bring me to his car.
Mm-hmm.
When I got there, like, Jess obviously didn't follow me out there.
Yeah.
But I guess she was, like, out on the porch, and then when she came back in, she saw Uggs. We had the same pair. She saw them being like, oh my God, Sarah forgot her shoes. So apparently she ran and, like, ran them out to me in the car. And yeah, she went home with no shoes. And
how'd she even get home?
I have no idea.
Whose house were you guys at? That's so funny. Because, yeah, it's not like she could just walk there.
No.
So she
had to have gotten a drive.
Was Uber around at this point?
I think so. I think it was, like, recent.
Yeah, because I remember in grade 11 when I was going. Yeah, when I was going to my boyfriend at the time's house, I used to take a taxi.
Really?
I swear on my life, I was taking taxis, and they used to drop me off up the road, and I'd walk home, so my mom didn't know.
I used to ride my bike, and I would stick my helmet in the bush.
Where would you go? Like when you're riding your to people's houses?
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
I never did that. I always took a taxi though, and I remember the first time, it was like after prom, I took a taxi to his house. No, to a bar, which I wasn't of age to go into, but I just waited around, and he came out because I was at Natalie's boyfriend's house at the time, and they all of a sudden got in a fight, and they're like, you have to go home. And I was like, I was supposed to sleep here tonight. And I didn't want to tell my mom what had happened because, like, I don't know, like, I was just worried that she'd ask too many questions. And
oh, my parents were the worst. I lied about everything, and I still feel bad about it to this day.
the thing is, my parents wouldn't have cared, but it was like, I just don't want you to ask about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to be like, oh, what happened? You could have, because I could have just walked home, and they would have been like, oh, you came home last night. Would not have mattered.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just don't even want to have the conversation.
Yeah.
So that was the first night I ever stayed at his house. And I made the taxi drop me off because they didn't know that I was staying at his house. They thought I was staying at Natalie's. Made the taxi drop me off up the road, and then just like walked in. And they were like, oh, how was last night? And I was like, yeah, it was great. It was like, I don't know when I started taking Ubers, because I took taxis almost not the whole relationship, but like that whole first year. It was me taking taxis.
I feel like I didn't start taking Ubers like all the time until college.
Yeah, same. I think so.
Yeah.
Because I never took them in high school.
No.
I always just got rides.
Yeah.
Or took a taxi.
Yeah, I think so. We have more parents around here.
Yeah. But I don't have my own personal St. Patrick's Day stories. But let's talk about the next one.
Yeah, the next one's a little more...
It's my favorite one.
It's everyone's favorite one.
It's why the police shut down partying on Ezra.
Yeah, it all makes sense. There's reasoning behind every rule.
I never went to these parties, though. Like the Waterloo, any of that.
No, I never went to Waterloo because I was in London at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So like, we had our own.
Yeah.
So I just stayed there.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, this was in my second year of college. My friends and I were going to a bar crawl during the day, and then we were going to meet my boyfriend at the time and his friends at a Western party. So this party was all Western students, and we went to the college, so we didn't know many people. So that's fine. Me and my friends are at the bar crawl, and then I'm texting with my boyfriend at the time, like, hey, like, what's the address for the party? We'll meet you there shortly.
Yeah.
He sends me the address. So I think hours later, we're making our way to the party, and it's the wrong address.
Oh, what the hell?
So, like, me and my friends are just wandering in the street in our full green outfits.
I mean, at least you probably didn't look like crazy.
No, it was fine. So we finally make it to the house, and I'm just irritated. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, how could you mess up an
address? You ruined
address?
the whole day.
Yeah. So then...
You're literally at the house. How did you mess it up?
Yeah, literally. So we walk up to the house, and I see him up, like, on the balcony. And I was like, okay, like, I'll just go in, like, go through the house to find him.
Yeah.
So we go into the house. Right away, we run into our friend group. I'm like, oh, hey, guys, what's up? Like, where is he? And they're like, oh, he's upstairs. And I was like, okay, cool. I get up there. He's not there. And I was like, oh, weird. I'm looking, and I'm hearing people about, oh, like, someone fell, like, whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I look over, and I see there's, like, a group of people gathered on the ground. And I was like, okay. So, like, I start walking, like, back through the house to go back down in the front of the grass, and I see him laying there on the ground.
That's terrifying.
Oh my God. There had to be, like, 200 people at this party. Like, it was packed.
Yeah.
And I just see him. I also knew what he was wearing, so, like, it stood out right away, and I was like, that is my boyfriend on the ground.
And he was on the second story.
Yeah.
Balcony.
Yep.
So did he jump or did he fall?
As far as I was told, he fell. He was hanging onto a branch, and the branch broke, and he just went right down onto the pavement.
Yeah. Pavement?
Yeah, it was pavement.
Oh my God, I was picturing grass.
No, it was a driveway. So I run down there. I see my friends up by the front door, and they're kind of just like in shock. And I run down to him, and I'm sitting there, I'm bawling my eyes out hysterically because he
just ruined St. Paddy's Day,
obviously. But he was like in and out of consciousness. I'm losing my shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
panicking.
Never experienced anything like this. Luckily, it was a party of Western students, and a lot of them were nursing students.
Yeah.
So they're around him, like, doing all their nursing shit. I'm hysterically freaking out.
As you should be.
And I think at one point he did open his eyes and looked at me, and, like, you could tell, like, he knew who I was. And I was like, okay.
That's a good sign.
I'm freaking out. But not long after that, ambulance gets there, fire truck, police, so many, like, emergency response people. And I'm losing my shit.
Yeah.
And they're questioning me. They're like, I need, like, his home address. Like, is he allergic to anything? Like, all of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, like, I gave them all the information. And I'm like, can I go in the ambulance with him? And they're like, no.
Which is weird. Why wouldn't they let you in?
They're like, you're not direct family.
Well, nobody is.
Nobody
here. Yeah. It makes sense if it was, like, you and his mom, and they chose his mom. But it's, like, nobody or nobody.
No. And we're like 2 hours away from home.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
And they're like, but we still need you at the hospital to speak for him. And I was like, okay.
But they never let you go in the ambulance.
No, they didn't let me go in the ambulance.
Stupid.
And I was just sitting there. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I was in full shock. And I remember one of our friends comes, and he goes, I'll drive you. I was like, okay, perfect.
One of your friends who's at the party?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think anything of it. We all get in the car. I think it was me, my roommate, and some other friends. And I was in the back seat in the middle. And 2 guys are in the front, one's driving. And we're following the ambulance. And to this very day, anytime I see an ambulance, that is the place I go back to.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm watching this ambulance, and I don't know if he's going to survive.
Yeah, which is very valid, because he just fell two stories, basically, onto pavement.
Yeah. So we get to the hospital. They let me in to see him. They're like, surprisingly, there's no major damage besides a terrible concussion.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about?
Did he, like, cut him? Like, was he bleeding at all?
No bleeding, but he was very badly bruised.
Yikes.
And the doctor's like, he must have been so drunk that he didn't, like, brace his fall.
Yeah,
like, he didn't tense up or anything. So I think he fell on his side.
Oh, my God.
So he did suffer a really bad concussion.
Yep.
But he survived, and I think he's alive and well now. But yeah, I think like a week later or so, I was thinking about it. We were all at that party, and we were all heavily intoxicated.
Including the person who drove you?
Yeah, including the guy that drove. Because I remember he came up, was so casually about, I'll drive you. And I was talking with a police officer.
Yeah.
Nobody. It was St. Patrick's Day. She didn't even question him if he had been drinking.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Like, obviously, there's concerns with, like, any big party. Naturally. But you were there, and you didn't prevent someone from drunk driving. Like, you literally just went, all right, rally up, get in this drunk guy's car.
And we were all students.
Yeah. At a party. It's not like he just came out of nowhere and was like, oh, passed on ya.
Yeah.
Let me take you all up to the emergency room. And no, he's like, hold my beer. Let's go follow
And it was like
the ambulance.
a 15-minute drive to the hospital.
Jesus.
But
Did he seem like he was driving erratic?
I can't remember.
That's fair.
I just remember watching that ambulance drive down the highway.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
It was a very long recovery for him.
Did you notice him change at all after?
I felt our relationship changed after that because I was like, I'm not okay.
Yeah,
like,
that's traumatizing.
Yeah.
That's a literal trauma for you to see.
Yeah, it was very traumatizing. It took him a while to recover. I know he went through a phase where he couldn't speak. Like, it was really scary.
My
like,
God.
we were back at the hospital.
That's like a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, it was really
Jeez.
scary. Like, my parents wanted to come, and they're like, are you okay? Like, I'll take you home. And I was like,
My
no,
gosh.
like, he can't sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be here to make sure he wakes up every few hours.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Awful.
Yeah. I don't think he drank the rest of the semester.
I feel like that's not long enough.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
for you to actually recover, you're just gonna... A semester in reality is only like 3 months long.
Yeah.
And St. Patty's is March. That's only a month left of the semester.
Yeah.
His concussion wouldn't have even been recovered by that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my... How long did you guys stay together after that for?
I think another 6 months.
That makes sense then.
Yeah. But after that, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then you just can't trust him. Like, I'd be so scared every time he went out without you after that. Like, that he would not come home.
Yeah, and that was a big worry for me. I'm like, I can't trust that you're not going to get to that point again.
Yeah, especially, I don't remember how he was before, but, like, in terms of drinking in general, he was always a partier.
He was always a partier, like, very, like, free spirit, like,
Yeah.
whatever. But so was I.
But not
Not to that extent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, if he was always like that, then you're always... It's not like it was a freak accident. I mean, like, it was. But it was an easily preventable freak accident if he was just, like, a normal person who didn't try and swing off of branches like a fucking monkey.
Yeah. And it got even worse because I remember going back to school after maybe a few days because I took a few days off. And I remember sitting in class and I heard students talking about it. They're like, oh, I heard some guy fell from a roof at Western. And I didn't say anything. But then,
you're like, whoa, what's that story you guys are talking about?
But then it ended up getting to my friend group in my class, and they were talking about it. And they're like, oh, Sarah, did you hear about this? And I was like, yeah, that was my boyfriend.
What'd they say?
They were like, oh my God, is he okay? And I was like, I think so.
Hopefully. One day.
Yeah,
one day he'll be better. My God. No, I could not imagine.
Yeah,
I don't think I have any experiences.
No, nothing has ever topped that day. And I hope nothing ever does.
No. This year for St. Paddy's, we were going to, like, potentially talk about going out last night, but the bars in our city are doing something tomorrow.
On a Monday.
Which is Monday. And I'm like, I can't get drunk on a Monday because all my bosses are on Tuesdays.
But I can get tipsy.
Exactly, but we can have a drink.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit the town tomorrow and
after work
have a green beer. Honestly, last year I worked St. Paddy's because I was a server. And it was just, like, so poorly planned. Like, I mean, the bar that we worked at was horrible and they shut down. I remember St. Paddy's was on a Sunday, that's why. But they planned to do all their stuff on the Sunday instead of on the Saturday. Yeah. So Saturday they were understaffed. I remember I called in sick that day. That was the day I saw the Soundlander. But not why I called in sick. I called in sick because I had a big migraine and I was like, if you guys are wanting me to be there Sunday, which they were like, they had the schedule for that day like 2 weeks in advance. Like, this day's going to be crazy. So they had nobody on Saturday, everybody on Sunday. And I'm like, it's a weekend. St. Paddy's Day's on a Sunday. You might as well have everybody booked in to work on the Saturday because you know everybody's going to be coming in on Saturday to party.
But I guess
no one parties on a Sunday if the event is on the holiday's on the Sunday. And then we all went in on Sunday and there was like nobody. Like, it was so dead.
Oh my God.
The only thing that we had really was green beer and it was like,
woo!
Yay!
I don't even like beer.
No, I do not like beer. And I don't even think we had Guinness on tap. So that was also...
How are you supposed to split the G?
Exactly. So, you know, a funny story, actually. Guinness, people feed that to their horses.
Beer?
Yep. Because it's good for their, like, digestive system for some reason.
So is it good for ours?
No. I don't know why it is exactly.
That's interesting.
Where's my phone?
I think we'll have to do a little debrief of tomorrow's experience.
Yeah, on the next episode.
Yeah.
I agree. Let me Google that. Why can horses have beer?
That is so strange.
It literally comes up in the auto. Horses produce an enzyme in their liver. Start over. Horses produce an enzyme in their liver called alcohol dehydrogenase. This enzyme is good at converting the alcohol in beer to simple sugars for the body to absorb. Okay, but... Weird. It's just good for them, I guess.
I guess
they can't get drunk because they're a bajillion times bigger than us.
Right.
So it doesn't have any of the, like, alcohol properties if you just give them. Because I didn't have the horse, but I worked at a barn, and he got a beer every day with his food. Like, so I swear to God, you crack the Guinness, you pour it in his feed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I can guarantee we won't be drinking Guinness tomorrow. No. But maybe, like,
a green shot.
Yeah, a green shot. The broken down golf cart shots.
Ooh.
Those are my favorite.
I wonder if the bar that we're going... Which one are we going to? We're going to the one we always go to? That's the one that has the party?
Yeah, apparently.
Because I feel like would be fun.
We could always walk there after.
Like, I think we could go for a walk anyways.
Yeah. It's really nice out.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I also am not planning to wear green. Do you think that's a hot take?
I'm going to wear my Kiss Me I'm Irish shirt.
Okay.
Should I wear that to work tomorrow too?
Yeah.
Did you know I actually am Irish?
I am slightly Irish as well.
Really?
Yeah, we have that in common.
Look at us. Both Italian, both Irish.
Woo!
Basically related.
Basically.
But yeah, I have two of them. They're green. Some old. It was actually funny though. Last year when I was working, there's always like the old regulars. Because people would come to our bar and they're like, wow, it's so quiet in here. It's so much nicer than like the other bars. It's like way too loud for a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, because yesterday was busy. And my shirt said, Kiss Me, I'm Canadian, I think is what it said, not I'm Irish. And he's like, has anybody taken you up on that offer yet? No. And I was like, my boyfriend this morning.
Yeah. That's
he
a good response.
Yeah, and he ended up being like really nice and funny, and like we chatted for a bit. But I was like, cue all the old men, like just ready to, you know,
shoot the shot.
Yeah, literally shoot their shot, and you have to shoot them down.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Jerry, it's not happening today.
No.
I may look like this, but I'm a good Christian lady, and I'm
Are
going
you,
home to my boyfriend.
I guess we'll see, and we'll give you a little recap next time.
Yeah, we will. Maybe we could post a video on our TikTok, a St. Patty's video.
Yeah, we could do a little like questionnaire with the boys if we can convince Matthew to come.
Okay, Matthew, I tell him things like 4 times, and he's like, today Sarah walks in, he's like, why are you here? And I was like, I literally told you yesterday she was coming to record an extra episode.
And I'm pretty sure when I left last night, I was
You
like,
said
see you tomorrow.
Yeah, nothing.
Doesn't stick.
No. And so I guess you told Will what Matthew said about going out tomorrow. He's like, oh, it's going to be dead, which isn't true because the bar posted that they're doing their St. Patty's night tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then what did Will say?
He's like, doesn't matter if it's dead. We're going for green alcohol and Instagram pictures.
Yeah, which is so accurate.
Yeah.
But I also...
I'm going to bring my camera.
Oh, yeah, you should. It's so nice. Like, what is it? It's 6:30 right now. It's barely dark.
Yeah.
And I get home now at like by 4:30. You're home by like 5:30.
Yeah.
At the latest.
I'll be ready by 5:45.
Yeah. And so we just meet downtown at 6, go for a little walkie poo.
Go for a little drink.
A little drinky poo.
I'll wear my silver pants.
I don't know what pants I should wear. Maybe wear my black cargo pants.
Yeah,
just
that works.
That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
And then my green shirt.
It's not a weekend, so it's not like super fancy.
Yeah, exactly. And like we're going to be just walking around anyways. I kind of want to see if any other bars have stuff too.
Yeah, we'll definitely
We can just do our own little bar crawl on a Monday.
On a Monday. Woo! See you at work on Tuesday.
Also, all of my staff start this week. Like our field staff start tomorrow morning.
Oh my.
You want to know what's so funny? First of all, the TikTok that I posted the other day has
Oh my god, it did well.
almost 2,000 views.
Yeah.
Woo! And then this other guy. Oh my god, that was unnecessary. This guy named. So my caption was, "Don't be fooled. Matthew loves it," and it was like the trend of, "Can we come over? Yes, my boyfriend won't mind." Like that one.
And then Matthew's like, I do mind.
And Matthew loved it. But then another guy goes, "As a fellow Matthew, getting the tea from work and other stuff is the best part." Did you see what I commented back?
No.
I said, "We thank you for your service."
Yeah, exactly. He should love it.
Yeah. But where was I going with that? What was I just talking about?
I don't know, but there's a really loud truck out the window.
That's a train.
Oh.
Yeah, the train goes this way, right
I
across the
see.
road. Man, I forget what I was going to say. Oh my god, again. Well,
If we remember, we'll put it in the caption.
that was a story there. There was a
story for
whole
another
story
time.
there, and now I can't remember it.
That's okay.
I don't even remember what we were talking about right before.
Oh my god, my mind
It's
is blanking
fine.
too. It's fine.
I don't know. Nonetheless, it'll be a nice enough day. Oh, my staff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
Sorry.
was going to say. So I get a notification that I worked with him last year. He was like my field staff when I was a crew lead. And this year he's a crew lead and I'm like in my position.
Yeah.
And he liked that video that Matthew and I posted. And I was like, oh, you're stalking me.
Yeah.
And then later, another coworker that I work with every day, he requested to follow me on Instagram. And I was like, I'm screaming. Where are my work people coming from? So famous. But I must have shown up on the other guy's For You page because he doesn't follow me. He's never seen my TikTok before.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, hey, I'll see you tomorrow at work.
Hey.
Oh, shit. Let me edit his name out.
Hey, see you at work.
Yeah. Hey, see you at work tomorrow. I'm going to confront him too. Because, like, we have a good enough relationship where we just joke about, like, he knows everything about my personal life, basically.
Yeah.
Like, we have that kind of relationship at work.
Yeah.
And so tomorrow I'm going to be like, hey, so you found me on TikTok. What do you think?
Did you follow the podcast?
Yeah, literally, follow the podcast next. So funny.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, I am excited for them to start, though. They're always like a good
Yeah,
little
be a
social.
good change.
Yeah. Oh my god, a change from this.
The
It
typical.
happened so fast, though, because the field staff finished in November last year, which feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
The fact that we're almost done March.
Thank God. Winter
But it
has to
happened
be
so
over.
fast. Like July, January, and February felt insanely long, and then March, it's just like spring all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And I like it. I do.
I wish winter would go by faster.
I do like it, but it just feels like we just celebrated New Year's,
Yeah.
and we're a quarter of the way down the year now.
Hopefully the rest of the year doesn't go that fast. I don't want to be 26 yet.
But we have so much planned for this year.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to go by so fast.
Oh, don't say that.
I was invited to... So I'm going to the spa next weekend. Mm-hmm. The weekend after that, I have a surprise thingy. And then we have our concert, which is...
The 13th.
1, 2...
Oh, 13th and 17th.
4 weeks today.
We also have to do bottomless mimosas when I get back.
Yes, which we can do for sure. I'm free. What day are you back?
28th.
It's a Friday.
I'm back 28th in the morning.
Perfect. Saturday. I'll be ready to go. I have nothing that weekend or the following weekend.
Okay, good.
And then after that, I'm watching my sister's daughter one day, and then we have the Kelsey Ballerini concert the next day. And then after that, we have concert on the Thursday.
And then it's Easter.
And then it's Easter. Oh, it's just like, what the heck? How is it happening? And then like a month after that, we have the cottage. We booked the cottage.
I'm so excited.
When's our camping trip? It's August. July?
Mid-July.
Oh, yeah, 18th. It also felt like we had so much booked, but like looking at my calendar, it's pretty empty.
We'll have to work on that.
We can do day trips.
Yeah, definitely day trips.
I'm so excited.
Well, I guess. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, sorry that we just rambled on.
No, that's okay. We'll keep you guys updated with our upcoming trips.
Mm-hmm. And stay tuned for next week's episode where you will be seeing a special guest.
Woo!
And maybe she'll come on again another time.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.